Hi, this is a message for Johnny Benjamin. I listened to your video today about self-compassion. Um, I'm Chris, the guy behind Walk a Mile UK, and I felt an awful lot of what you talked about in your video. I'm not going to pretend I've got any answers, or might have some answers, but I just wanted to let you know that you're not on your own, and that you've got fans and people who think you're great. I don't know if that's going to be enough or anything for you. The first thing I'd say about self-compassion, for me, what I'd like you to do is take the book on self-compassion and throw it out the window, set fire to it, because the only way you're going to get self-compassion is through you and the people who know and love you, which gives me the chance to challenge what you said about you wanted the love of friend, you wanted the love of a partner which wasn't like the love of friends and relatives. Somehow you thought that the love of friends and relatives was somehow conditional. I'd like to challenge that strongly. People love you because they love you. Just because they're your relatives doesn't mean to say they have to love you. You can't, you know. And the love of friends is so similar to the love of a partner, only without the sort of wet and squashy bits. But you know, it's there. I know that feeling of wanting to be liked by everybody, and you took me back to my sixth form days when my brother realised that the worst thing he could say to me was that I was the least popular person in the sixth form, and that just devastated me. And I went around and showed people that I was devastated, and people told me that I wasn't, and that they didn't tell me they loved me or anything like that, because it was a sort of working class town, and people didn't talk in ways like that, but they showed they cared. It's interesting when you were talking. At no point did you talk about how you felt about other people. Do you like 100% of the people that you've ever met? Do you love them unconditionally, or does that to you not matter? Is that something that you don't hold any value to? I can tell you here and now that you are fabulous. You're a miracle of nature. Not because I know you in any way. We've exchanged the odd tweet and email, I think, and but because you're a human, and humans are pretty fabulous. And I'll tell you why I know people are fabulous. On April the 6th, 2011, I left Edinburgh to walk around the edge of the UK, a man with mental health problems, with the belief that the people of the UK would be kind and generous and hospitable and trusting and trustworthy. And I'd say 99.99999% of the people I've met have been exactly that, because that's what people are. People are fabulous. And if people are fabulous, then it stands to reason that you must be. You've got an extra added bit of fabulousness because you're reaching out to people. You're showing people that you care. You want to show people that having a mental health problem, isn't the end of the world. Part of me thinks that maybe you should hang out with a few more loonies. And the reason I say that is because when I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, I said to my psychiatrist at the time that I'd found a group of people with the same condition who met up once a month in Edinburgh. And she told me that I must stay away from them because they're terribly ill people. They're dangerous somehow. And of course I ignored her, and I met up with these people who called themselves the Meadows Book Group, and they met up in a cafe in Edinburgh. And the first thing I noticed was that they were strikingly normal. And I thought, well, hold on, if they're strikingly normal, then that must make me kind of normal and worth it. It gave me some kind of validation. You know, these people weren't their conditions; they were people with a condition. They were just normal, ordinary, everyday folk, which must mean that I'm normal, everyday folk. So, you know, you spoke a little bit about validation at the end, and I think validation is key. Self-compassion is a tricky thing, and I think it's born out of things like forgiveness. Have you done things in your life that you have deemed unforgivable? Are you unforgivable in your own eyes? Are you unlikable in your own eyes? I don't know. The thing that drove it home for me was I did a guided meditation once, and it was guided towards forgiveness. And part of it was I had to imagine a room, and I was sitting in a room, and in the room were two chairs, and the chairs were facing each other, and there was a door, and on the cue that they gave me, they asked me to invite somebody into that room. Now that person was somebody I had to forgive, and it could be anybody. I have a few people in my life, certainly at the time, that I felt consciously that could benefit from my forgiveness. So under the, you know, in this sort of state of meditation, I opened the door and I invited the first person in that required my forgiveness. And that person was me. And I sat down and I looked at me and I looked at me, and it was the strangest thing. But that was, for me, that was one of the first steps towards my self-forgiveness. I've still got an awful long way to go. You know, I'm not cured bloody anything by a long chalk. But you know, I can accept love and positive regard and all those nice things an awful lot of the time. At other times, you know, I'm completely crazy. But that hops me back to another point that you made, was that you said that normally you gave us videos that offered solutions that cured us. Now that was funny, because that really reminded me of me, because in group psychotherapy I would often come up with a problem, and I'd sort of explain that problem at great length, and then at the end I'd offer some half-assed solution to it. So I wouldn't even give people the opportunity to respond or even, you know, get their feet wet with the whole idea. I gave the problem and the solution all in the same go, and it's great that with this video you've said I have no solution. I can't make it better, and you apologize for that. You don't need to apologize for that. You really don't. You reach out, you know, say I have a problem. We are social creatures. Help. You know, allow people to help you. It's not just your job to help others. You know, we're here. You know, there's a thriving community who want to help each other, who want to, you know, we talk about journeys. You know, mine's a physical and a mental journey, but you know, people are there. They want to help you round, you know, and allow people to help. Like I say, you know, I haven't got all the answers. You know, I'll probably give you more questions than answers, but you know, it's let's talk. You know, it's great that you're doing what you're doing, and I'd like to thank you for that.